Hello guys. Namaste. Perev. Ahoy. Ni hao. Tumelang. Goeiemorgen. Sanbonani. Akwaba. DAP. Guys, I hope you are fine. We have a laptop here, an HP CQ58. Anyway, here this port is fine. It's just fine, except that there's one missing MOSFET here by charging section. I will have to replace that MOSFET. I lost it. I did myself. I lost that MOSFET. I removed it, and then while I was trying to take some measurement, it's got lost by mistake. Anyway, that's not important. What's important here is I want to show you some tips. I want to tell you some few tips and give you some techniques. All right, when you are fixing a motherboard, let's say an owner of this motherboard told you that the USB ports are not working, or the HDMI here, it says it's not working, and you have to check the HDMI. Let's say when we check the HDMI through physical inspection, it seems fine. There's nothing wrong with an HDMI. You are looking maybe for components or for chips responsible for HDMI. Obvious, guys, you have to use common sense. You can't just be looking there on this section. No, you have to go there near the HDMI ports, check the transistors near the HDMI, check the resistors, check all those components near the HDMI ports, and you can even rotate the port and check on the other side as well. On both sides, they can be on both sides. All right, okay, let's say the sound and the mic ports are not working, but through physical inspection they seem to be fine. And what you do in that case, again, you repeat the same thing. You can't just jump and you are busy there, you're looking for components responsible for sound. No, looking here near the CPU section. No, obvious, you can't be you can't do that. So what you do is you do a physical inspection on the components near the mic ports and the earphone, the auxiliary ports, because there's no sound coming out on the speakers, or there's no sound on the computer itself. You check near the sound, near the section of sound. This is a real tech. It's responsible for sound, I know for sure. So this is where you look, this is where you check. Same thing with Ethernet ports. You do the same thing. You check the components near the Ethernet, or you check this guy, that big guy there. You check everything. Okay, this is a PCH responsible for USB, hard drive, and some other thing. This is a platform control hub. This is RTC, real-time clock. It's a battery, CMOS battery for keeping your setting, time, and some other things. Here we have a CPU. This is your CPU. So with your CPU, you know the story as well. The components near the CPU are responsible for CPU. Even those capacitors, those drums there are responsible for what? For the CPU. So you can't be diagnosing the CPU here on this section. No, you need to go straight there, diagnose the USB, the CPU right there. Check all the components near what? Near the CPU. Same thing with the RAM. You can't be diagnosing RAM, but you are busy checking on this section. I'm looking for RAM, the RAM is not. No, you can't. It doesn't work like that. You have to check near the RAM. See the drums there, maybe that's possible that they're supplying what? They're supplying the RAM. You rotate the port, you see, okay, those two guys, maybe this chip is for RAM, but I know it's not for RAM, it's for the CPU. I know for sure, because I know this big chip. But you get my point. You check near those components, those faulty components. Same thing, let's say that this laptop is not charging the bed. Obvious, you can't be checking here on the RAM or checking here on the CPU or here. No, you go straight there, you check here, check why the laptop is not charging the bed. You check straight right there. I'm not sure if you get my point, but guys, it's easy. Come on, guys, I trust you. This is so easy. You do as I told you. You do as I tell you, guys. It's easy. Anyway, this is it. I was just giving you a summary, just summarizing. And this is a startup chip responsible for starting the machine. The keyboard connects there, the battery, data lines, they connect there. Almost everything, guys, connects there on the startup chip. Is so important. Next to a startup chip, you will have a BIOS on this machine. This is a BIOS chip. Let me check if I do have another BIOS. No ways, only that one. This is a BIOS chip. In case there's no display or the machine is doing some funny things, you can program this chip, the BIOS, or you can program this one as well, the startup chip. But the startup chip, some of them are programmable and some are non-programmable. So you have to double check and check. Anyway, this is the main BIOS, and this is an EC. So it means you can't program this. You can only program this, which is responsible for this. And then this is the main BIOS. Okay. Anyway, guys, this is it. This is a power button. And when we're checking the machine, to make it much more easier, you can check for voltages here on the power button. If you do get the 3.3, it means your LTO, your 3.3 LTO is fine. You do have the 3.3. Yeah. Anyway, with these machines, there is a light. If everything is fine, then maybe let's see the 3.3 is fine and the 5 volts is fine. When you connect the charger here, you will have what? A light. A white light should pop up. And if the machine is charging, this light turns orange. Guys, I'm gonna leave it like that. I love you so much. Let me go. Take care. I hope you are learning, because sometimes you have to learn, you have to understand. Easy. I won't go deep. Take care.